Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but you can call me the Black Bok Choi. And across from me is my co-captain and yours. His name is Philip Restisher. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I feel so good. How about you?
We're halfway into January. It's a new year. It's a new life. A new chance on life.
Yeah.
Way to change your own destiny.
Yeah.
No famous people have died yet.
Oh, fingers crossed. You know what? If I had my druthers about me, no other famous person would die.
Ever.
No. Thank God.
The days are slowly getting longer. It's staying very, very minuscule. But
that's the worst part about winter, is when I look outside and it's 4:05 p.m. and the sun's going down. Fuck you, son.
Right.
That sucks.
Is it the sun's fault?
I would like to think it is.
Fuck you, Earth, because the Earth was revolving around the sun.
Well, the Earth has a tilted axis, right? And that's what determines winter and summer.
Okay.
So, I mean...
Did you learn about that at pilot school? Because
I remember that week that you had food poisoning?
I remember the week I had food poisoning, but I think then they were just talking about, the landing gear. Was that week I had sickle cell anemia? Remember, whenever I had to eat a lot of sugar, otherwise I'd pass out.
Yes. Yeah, that week was great.
Oh, not for me. It wasn't great.
Yeah, of course. But we learned so much about the rotation of the Earth and how that affects us in planes. And honestly, the tilted axis of the Earth really makes it easier to go up and then get the plane back down, which is why I'm so proficient in it and why you do the stuff in the middle.
Right. I mean, I guess if you would have been sick with sickle cell anemia that week,
roles could have been reversed. And I took that leave of absence when they were talking about doing this stuff in the middle because my aunt, she had fallen down those stairs. She had fallen and couldn't get up, so I had to go get her.
Sure. And she was pregnant, but not after. I mean, by the time she got to the bottom, she wasn't.
Sad to say, but yes, that is the case. I feel like you're almost making light of that.
Would have been your nephew?
No, that would have been my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my aunt.
Okay.
So I had to take a leave of absence to take care of that.
And I took care of all that. I mean, we got A's on all our reports that week.
High five that shit. Now, is it a leave of absence or is it a leave of absinthe?
Abstinence?
Absinthe. Leave of abstinence?
Yeah.
Like taking a break from not having sex?
Right. Maybe I should talk to Molly about that. Hey, maybe we need to take a leave of abstinence.
How long have you and your wife been abstinent? Just adding it up.
Yeah, that's kind of like when you have to tell me how old you were before I can do the math.
Because you don't think about it at all.
Right, she got the new hairdo. I mean, we had a couple of good runs, a couple nights in a row.
Oh my gosh! Now, okay, so your wife's got this new haircut. I know. On another FCF network show, IBWIP, we kind of really get into that. But it's a very stylish, hip haircut. How has that changed the game sexually for you? You've had some time to marinate on it now.
Right. We don't just lay on each other and just move around. I mean,
that's my. Is there something different than that? Because that's all I do.
Well, yeah. I mean, once in a while you want to move your hands around and smack stuff and squeeze other parts. And
we're recording this episode, right?
Oh. Yep.
Okay. Because I'm definitely gonna listen back.
Oh
to this
yeah.
for
Right.
notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do more kissing. Do you ever kiss when you have sex?
No, I'm not even sure how that works.
Oh. And you do a lot more talking, aggressive talk.
Really?
Yeah, speak my ass, bitch.
Yeah, I get on top, and then I just kind of lay there and wiggle around. 45, 50 seconds later, it's, hey, give me that warm talk.
Yeah, I mean, since she's gotten this haircut, we're at least 7 minutes.
Nice.
I'm wore the fuck out when it's over, man. I'm
nice.
I'm put my underwear on for me. I can't.
She does?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
I like that haircut. It was worth the 6 hours I waited.
Because I remember at the time you were very upset about that, but now in hindsight,
now it's
boom.
well worth it. Boom, shakalaka.
Nice. So taking a break from abstinence is You're
Taking
totally
a
getting
break from abstinence is exactly what it takes. Everything you got. Taking a break from all your non-fucking.
You sure ejaculate a lot.
Wouldn't you like to come again? Sometimes
you gotta blow
deep down in her dirty hole.
Bum 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 bum, and you'll always glad you did. All right, that's enough of that.
Oh, I think she's texting me telling me to be quiet.
She's like, "Hey, I'm done taking a break from abstinence. Back on the no sex after that horrible Cheers rendition."
Last week we discussed Boo Boo Gone Wild, and
great show.
And we alluded to it and kind of talked a little bit about it. We went out with Andrew, and we had a blast with DSJ, and then we kind of skipped over this kind of fast, but DSJ's been missing now for 2 weeks. We don't know where he's at. You were supposed to take him home.
It's the show's Couch Pilots. We talk about failed pilots, and sometimes a little tongue in cheek, and we have some fun. And we definitely start off the show fun with talking about sexcapades, not to be confused with Disney's ice capades. And every once in a while, yes, we have to get a little serious and say there are things in this world that we just can't joke about.
Right.
And having
our
misplaced, having misplaced REM is one of those things.
Exactly.
I miss Michael Stipe. I miss
Flea, and then Edge
and Tom York. Yeah,
and Sonny Bono. R.I.P. To all of them.
Yeah, everyone's dead that we know of. A real rough way to start 2017 after we were hoping no celebrities were died. Almost every member of REM has passed away. Real bummer.
This show is built on the back of his backboards.
Whoops. But yes, we did during a heavy night of partying with one of our friends from the Phoenix Online Pilot School that we attended out of Texas. Captain Andrew, we partied with him and DSJ, and now DSJ is I don't know, he's AWOL.
Right. Once we realized after we came back from that flight, because we didn't see him, he wasn't there to take us up there with the cones. But I called his mom. She said she hadn't heard from him, and she didn't seem very worried about it, which is really weird. It doesn't seem like that's how it goes, but
that's very awesome.
She always calls us asking, how's he been?
I actually may have an answer for that. I unfortunately I do not know where DSJ is, but DSJ, of course, for people who are listening for the first time, stands for Down Syndrome John. People hear DSJ and they immediately think Designer Shoe Warehouse. That is not what it stands for.
Or Diamond Dallas Page.
Diamond Dallas Page, absolutely. Or DDP Yoga. And that's not what it stands for. It stands for Down Syndrome John. He's the man who works on our tarmac. He waves those golden cones. He gets us off the ground, gets us back down
safely.
And
he puts our lives as his most important thing twice every Monday.
He puts us and all of our frequent flyers above himself.
Yes.
He's a completely selfless being. But what I'm getting at when it comes to his mom and her seemingly nonchalant attitude towards his disappearance is that a lot of times, because obviously he lives with his mom, right?
Right.
A lot of times
he can't live on his own.
He cannot, absolutely not. A lot of times, parents, or if there's only one parent left, that individual, there's a little bit of sigh of relief when the child passes on. It's become a huge burden for that parent to raise them over the years. So, and having a mentally retarded child like DSJ is cumbersome, right? It
takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, it does. So maybe some way she has a burden off of her shoulder, which is absolutely not how I see it.
Do you think he's dead?
I prepare for the worst, I guess, is what I always say. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Man, I guess I just thought maybe, he went on tour with Get the Lead Out, as because he's the
Led
roadie.
Zeppelin cover band that he's a roadie for, yeah.
And I thought maybe he just lost his cell phone or something. But now you got me thinking maybe he's dead.
And I'm not trying to put that thought in your head, and I'm really sorry that I can kind of see it wash over your face now. I'm really sorry.
Let me get a towel.
Yeah, get a towel. Towel.
A tile. Slap a tile on my head.
Get a porcelain tile and beat yourself over the head with it.
Wow.
But maybe that's where his mom is coming from. Maybe that's where she's seeing it.
I understand what you're saying. Like, maybe
I hope that's not the case.
Maybe she's already accepted. She went through all the stages of grief.
And let's name those real
quick. All right.
quick.
The first one is depression.
Yeah. The second one is anger.
Third one is
you got bargaining, right?
Bargaining, and then acceptance.
Yep.
And then
catch if catch can, right?
No. Cash in.
Cash in.
That was the last. Cash in is 6.
Yeah.
What's 5?
Kesha. Okay, let's hit them again. Ready? We're going to get this. First one is
depression.
Oh, I know which one it was. And then you have bargaining. Then you got denial. Right?
Just river in Egypt,
yeah.
right?
And then you got anger. Then you have acceptance. And then you have cashing in.
Right.
Those are your 6 stages. So maybe she's already been through all of them, and maybe she's cashing out.
She's probably cashing out. She's probably, because he had all that money. Obviously, her name's probably on the account.
Well, what jobs did he have? Do you know?
Yeah, he worked for us, cha-ching. He also whitewashed trays at McDonald's. He was a roadie at the Forget the Let Out, the Led Zeppelin tribute band. And I think there was some kind of like lawsuit that he settled out of court.
He was hit by a mail truck.
That's what it was. When he was 13, he was hit by a mail truck.
Yeah.
So the United States Postal Service gave him free stamps for life.
It hit him square on.
Oh, and it dented it actually didn't hurt him. Because he's
It hurt him emotionally, and that's what he had emotional distress.
Right.
But physically, some would say he was stronger than ever after the accident.
Right. And but yeah, free stamps for life, I think.
And it's not even just like for his life. You know, it's like for the life of. So when he dies, that carries on, and maybe his mom is trying to cash it. Maybe she wants some stamps.
Maybe that could be what it is. I bet you it's those limited edition.
We are positing that DSJ's mom wants him dead so she can have stamps for life.
Maybe, you know what? If you think about it, maybe she's involved in his disappearance. Is that possible? Because you said the whole burden thing. Now it's got me thinking.
I don't want to. Oh God,
I don't want to grow up either. I always want to be a Toys R Us kid. But for me, we need to get to the bottom of this. Now, I know some people that are in the FBI agencies.
Do you really?
Yeah.
As a Sky Cop, you have access to some of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I've never taken advantage.
Well, I don't like to pull rank, on people.
Sure.
But I know some people that know some people. And maybe, there's... I know this one girl that's in the 4-H. Maybe she can help us.
Okay. Future Farmers of America.
Yeah, FFA.
Yeah.
FFA.
FFA. That's 4 Fs, right? And that's the 4-H club.
4-HFs clubs. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, we were kind of giggling, but I think it's just out of nerves, not of fear. I don't think. I mean, this isn't funny.
We've said it before. There have been other instances of the show where if you didn't laugh about it, if you didn't giggle or let some sort of release out, you would go insane. And when we go 2 weeks in a row where there's no sign of DSJ, that makes not only our job very difficult, but emotionally we are riddled with guilt. Me especially, because it turns out it was me who was supposed to keep track of them.
Right. So this is all on you. I shouldn't even be upset at all. I mean, I should be upset, but I should be nervous. Because there could be a class action lawsuit against you, maybe if something happened to him.
Oh boy, I hate class action.
That's the worst kind of lawsuit.
I mean, so much action to be had out there. Class action is bar none the worst.
Well, I mean, you're the classiest guy I know, so you're definitely going to.
I was the class clown, and now there's going to be class action. I don't know. I don't. I shudder to think.
Okay.
I'll do everything in my power to get him back.
Okay.
I don't think he's dead, but I'm preparing for the worst.
All right, so this is what we'll do. When we get back, I will call my 4-H
sponsor.
My 4-H sponsor, friends with Bill W. And then I will also call the publicist for Get the Let Out and see where they're at. Maybe he's with them. Like I said,
I'll call the post office to see if there's been excessive stamp usage.
Yeah. And we'll go from there, and we'll meet up. We'll meet up tomorrow.
Okay.
And just kind of go through, and I'll get some string, and you bring some thumbtacks.
Okay.
And then we can put a picture of him on the wall, and then just kind of like tie stuff to.
That people always figure out stuff.
Oh yeah, and SVU and all that stuff. That's how they figure stuff out.
Oh boy.
Maybe we'll bring his mom in for questioning. Can we do that? We're Sky Cops.
You know what? As long as we get her up in the air somehow, we can do whatever we want.
All right.
That's a lot to think about. Honestly, it weighs very heavy on my shoulders.
Weighs so heavy on my heart.
It's built on the back of his songs. I would like to maybe take a moment and kind of go the opposite direction.
Okay,
maybe something a little bit more positive and uplifting.
Okay.
Do you have anything up that alley whatsoever?
I've got some fan feedback.
nothing would make my day better.
Okay, do you want the email or the voicemail first?
Let's go to the email. I love emails.
Emails. Let's see. Get my old trusty pen here.
Jesus.
I'm not as good at it as you. I'm not as experienced. We got the guys and gals from the Consumption, a.k.a.
Out Australia.
Yeah, Failure to Launch.
Love those guys.
And we had gotten a hold of them. We're working on some possible collabs. But they emailed us back. It says, hey, Blake and Jason, your plug was in the episode that just went up today, Running Delilah. It's a doozy. Here's hoping that we can send a few listeners your way. You guys did. You send almost the whole state of Australia.
Queensland.
Yeah. Queensland was our biggest one.
Perth.
We can go through those if you want to. In terms of collaboration, I reckon we could arrange a time to Skype each other and record our own ends of the call. That way we can cut an episode with decent audio once we've sent each other the recordings. A few of us are heading off over January. This is their summer. So maybe sometime in February suit you, let me know. And I said, yeah, cool. Now, are we going to be the ones to stay up late, or are they going to be the ones to stay up late?
I will do whatever necessary to collaborate with these guys.
Nice.
And I will say something else. When it comes to the Consumption, and specifically the podcast Failure to Launch, there is all sorts of opportunity for negativity and all sorts
for
of
angst.
Absolutely, but that is not what happened here. We found out about them, and some would argue maybe they knew about us too, because at one point they said that they were the first and best podcast.
Sure.
So maybe they did find out about us in some capacity. I honestly don't know. I don't care. All I know is that when we found out about them, we extended the olive branch, and they accepted it so graciously. And now the two of us could be working in tandem to rid the world of ignorance concerning failed pilots.
Exactly. I think we are making a merger that is going to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
We'll probably get famous people on the plane now.
You know, people think, when they think about the superpowers of the world, they think United States, China, Russia, and the conflicts therein.
Oh, always so many conflicts. It's like, yeah. Emails.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God, you're like taking the words right
Russian
out of
bears.
Russian bears, of course.
This show is built on the back of his back burps.
So when we take a look at the giant island nation of Australia, we're tying these people together. We're joining the North and South Hemisphere.
Sure.
To become
just like
one.
the Civil War. Oh my goodness, this show is built on the back of his back burps.
Broke a lung.
I think he just got whiplash. Snidely whiplash.
I don't know if that's any good.
So it says, also, we would gladly sink a slab of Foster's for use. But here's an Australian beer FYI. No one here touches that cat piss.
I believe it.
There's a reason we send them overseas. The general lager of choice is VB or Victoria Bitter. And in case you're wondering why, there's an ad, and they sent me a link to the ad from 1988.
Whenever
everybody is wiping off their brow.
I didn't see that.
All the men have no shirts on, and no matter what they're doing, they wipe their brow.
That's because they're hard workers down there. They have to work within the outback, which is, I think it's about 250 degrees Celsius.
Really?
It's burning hot out there.
Wow, that's the hottest state there is.
Or in the bush, as they call it.
In the bush. In the bush.
They're bushmen.
Bushwhackers. That was a tag team. Back again. It says, there's a little asterisk. It says, this excludes the state of Queensland, where they drink a beer called XXXX because they can't spell beer. This is also the oldest joke in Australia. So, hey.
Good on you.
Good on you, mate. We know the world's oldest joke in Australia. But seriously, if you guys like our show, go over and check them out. We're definitely, hopefully we can help them, but they're not going to be able to help. We're not going to be able to help them as much as they helped us. They did an amazing job.
Sure.
But we love those guys, and we look forward to collabing, as they say.
The beer is VB, something bitters. When I think about bitter in Australia,
Victoria,
I think about Vegemite.
A Vegemite sandwich.
Have you ever had Vegemite? Do you have any desire for
I don't know
Vegemite?
what that is. I thought it was just part of the song.
It's a bitter vegetable spread. It's like akin to our peanut butter. Like if you go to other countries, they don't have peanut butter.
Why?
Most countries don't have peanut butter. They think it's weird or bizarre. Obviously, we enjoy it in great quantities here in the United States. I can't think of one meal that I have.
I have a peanut butter sandwich every day.
Every meal, every day.
Every day for lunch.
Vegemite, I don't know if it's in such rampant use as peanut butter, but obviously mentioned in the Men at Work song. What is that song? Down Under or whatever?
Come from the land down under.
Whatever that song's called. Great song.
Where women low and men fall low. Catch your hair, the thunder.
You saying cut your hair, thunder?
Catch your hair, thunder. No, I said can't you hear?
Oh, my bad. But Vegemite, I think about as bitter. What beer?
It's called Down Under.
What beer would you think? This is the song where they say "head full of zombie" too, which I don't know what that means.
Hey, this is. Remember this one? Oh yeah, smooth jazz.
I like throughout the song, he says, "Who's knocking at my door?" and then it knocks.
Right.
But then, like throughout the song, the number of knocks changes. I think it's 4, then 3, then 2, then 1.
Nice.
I love this song.
Ready?
These guys are great.
Who can it be knocking at my door?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Stay away. Don't come around here no more. They should be really proud of that band.
Colin, something I think is that guy.
Phil.
That's Phil Collins from Men at Work. Men at Work, honestly, great band.
Great band. That was one of the first tapes I ever bought.
Is it all yellow on the front, right?
Yellow and black, yeah. I think it was like a speaker or something, or microphone or something weird.
I love those guys. They're fantastic.
But,
they're still around, too.
Yeah. We look forward to collaborating with Failure to Launch and the guys and gals there, and I think we're going to have a great life together. It's kind of like a marriage. We're right now we're in the wooing stage. We're wooing them, they're wooing us.
I just want to be wooed.
Oh,
Wu-Tang, you know.
Who do the voodoo like you do? Woo-doo?
Wooing couch pilots ain't nothing to fuck with.
Right. Okay, and so we also we have a dial-in number.
Oh, great. Yeah, let's hear this.
910 Pilots 1.
Yeah.
We just got this one the other night.
Okay, great. Let's hear this.
Blake, this is Jason from the podcast Couch Pilots. Look, I lost my phone, and this is the only number I can remember. 910 Pilots 1. I need you to bring the plane around and pick me up. I was drinking, and I was down at the corner bar, and they kicked me out of the pilot's lounge. I'm outside the Piggly Wiggly. Bring the plane around back. Just pick me up and take me home. Don't play this on the show, though, please.
Oh.
I'll see you. I'll see you when you get here, buddy. Thank you.
It's a pretty heavy situation here. It says on there not to play this on the show, but to me, with the disappearance of DSJ, and it was your responsibility, and now I get this text, this voicemail in the middle of the night, and I had to do guess of the plane and go to the Piggly Wiggly to pick you up. I'm concerned about your consumption of alcohol. I mean, maybe it's hindering your ability to do your job.
Is this podcast an intervention?
Yeah. Too much consumption.
Too much consumption? Mm-hmm. Some would say I had a failure to stop drinking.
What say you? Who is you?
I am actually. I almost. Once you have a kid and you start wiping assholes full of shit, you lose a lot of shame.
Right.
I am wildly embarrassed right now. Despite having, just when I thought I couldn't be embarrassed by anything, I am wildly. I don't remember that phone call at all. I am in a state of shock right now.
I didn't play it to embarrass you. Again, I want what's best for you. Now, there are a couple of things that I looked up online, the things that I need to ask you before we go up on this flight.
Okay.
It's part of the Sky Cops
The FFA?
Code of Creed.
Okay.
Apollo.
Code of Apollo Creed. Okay, yeah.
Okay. At this time, do you feel as though you could injure yourself or others?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, others or yourself?
Oh, but I mean, get out of my way.
Okay.
If you're in my way.
Okay.
And I may hurt myself while hurting you.
Okay. Now, if you consider yourself a social drinker, is that A, 1 to 2 drinks a night, B, 4 to 7 drinks a night, or C, I drink till I black out?
Who can, like, the whole point of drinking is to feel a buzz. Who's gonna feel a buzz off of 1 to 2 drinks a night? Of course I'm gonna go a few more. I mean, everyone.
So B or C? I mean, are you blacking out every time you drink?
How about B.5?
Okay.
Right in there.
B.5, that's good. And finally, at this time, do you feel as though you can safely get this plane up and get this plane down without injuring anyone?
What? Come on.
Hey, man, this is about me and you. This is about our frequent flyers. This is about our listeners and making sure they're safe. You know, they're driving down the roads, they're listening to this in their earbuds, and all of a sudden they crash. Guess whose fault it is? It's on our insurance.
Okay. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I definitely hear what you're saying. But
before you answer, remember that I don't know how to get it up or get it down. So to have this flight, I need you to answer the right way. I
have never had a problem getting it up or getting it back down. Okay?
All right. Hey, we've been friends a long time. I trust you. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do it, my man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
That's the brake light. You push the brake light, not the seatbelt.
I know what I'm doing. Okay?
Okay.
Are you trying to say I've had a few drinks tonight?
That's fine. In the captain's lounge, we always have a few drinks before a flight. No big deal.
All right.
But that was the brake light. The hazards.
You know what? Gizmo's right next to that gadget. Okay?
That's true.
All right. There's Couch Pilots, right?
Right.
It's a show where I scour in various states of inebriation the internet to find pilots television shows that had only one episode, and then you and I talk about them in an airplane, right?
Right.
All right.
Take a breath. I can't do this. I cannot do this by myself. I cannot get it up and get it down.
I can't do this without John.
I know, man. I know, but we have to.
What have I done?
We don't know yet what you've done. We won't know until we know. It's the last place we looked. Okay.
The last place I looked was the porta potty outside the Piggly Wiggly.
Did you see him?
He wasn't there.
All right. Jason, deep breath. Remember, 2 seconds in through your nose, 4 seconds out. All right. Now we're good. Get on it, man. Just like all Sky Cops do. Do it.
All right. Today we discuss the pilot episode of Earth Angels from the year of our Lord 2000+1. Great year.
Yeah, DSJ was alive. It was a great year. Okay. 2001?
I don't know where he is. Stop it. Stop looking at me like that. Stop looking at me like I know where the fuck DSJ is.
All right. I'm not looking at you, man. How old were you in 2001?
20.
Are you sure?
21.
Are you sure you weren't 19?
21.
21?
I was born in 1981.
Okay, I guess I was 27. My math's wrong.
What are some of the highlights of popular culture from 2001? Do you know?
No, you usually do that. That's getting it up.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on, I'll find it.
Hey, Jason, we don't have like 8 hours to do this flight. We don't have that much time.
I'm sorry.
This is not great audio.
What do you want from me?
I want you to get it up.
I am drinking away my feelings. Dennis Tito becomes the first space tourist during May of 2001. U.S. businessman and multimillionaire Dennis Tito returns from his space flight in May 2001. Tito was considered to be the very first space tourist, having paid his way for a trip to the International Space Station aboard a Russian Soyuz spacecraft. He reportedly paid $20 million to Space Adventures, a company that facilitated his training in Russia and subsequent flight to the ISS.
$20 million to go to take a flight. Now, we don't charge that much. We give our podcast away. People take flights every Monday with us for free. That guy's a bad businessman.
I don't know of another podcast that would do what we're doing.
No, there isn't one.
But he paid
failure to launch, but
except for them being the exception. What would you pay to go to space?
I mean, do I have infinite money, or do I have what I make right now?
I don't know.
$20 million.
$20 million, yeah. So I mean, all said and done, he paid the right amount.
Right, basically.
Do you have any interest in going to space?
Not really. To me, I mean, I can barely survive on Earth, and it has everything I need. Space has nothing that I need. It actually does things to my body is the opposite of what I want.
Space would kill you.
Oh yeah,
without properly being prepared.
Proper preparation prevents a piss poor performance.
That's right. It's tough to keep my attention at Six Flags, let alone a space station that's floating in the atmosphere doing nothing.
Doesn't sound like fun. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna keep my $20 million.
A series of anthrax attacks spreads fear amongst the American public, and several people are infected by handling infected letters.
Not. What?
Is that anthrax?
Yeah. I'm the man. I'm on your face. I'm in your case, and you, your father, back up a step or sucker. Understand? Don't you know? I'm the man. I'm so bad. I'm still being in detention. I'm the man. What up?
What up, dog?
Heavy metal band raps a different way. We like to be different, not cliche.
What's that guy with a huge beard?
He does comic books and produces movies and stuff.
Does he really?
Yeah.
He seems like a smart guy.
Oh, yeah, he's super smart, but he used to be a big drunk.
Oh, did he really?
Oh, he had a big alcohol problem.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Richard C. Reed, a.k.a. Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, dubbed by the press as the Shoe Bomber, attempts to blow up an American Airlines plane. This is the lowest of the low. They come after a fucking airplane?
I know.
Fuck you, Mr. Fantastic.
Right.
Why don't you stretch your hands around this cock? This is some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
We provide a service.
We get people from point A to point B. Sometimes there's a couple points in the middle.
Sometimes there's a C in there.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a D.
D's nuts.
Thank you. Yep.
You fucking bring a bomb in your shoe?
Fuck
off.
You're a movie star. Why would you do that?
Richard Reed.
Fuck Richard Reed.
My brain's in 2001. What are you laughing at?
I laugh at drunk people.
Who's drunk?
You're drunk. D's nuts.
Why did we choose to watch Earth Angels?
Earth Angels, Earth Angels.
You ever wish it would, you ever get your wife in the bed and be like, I wish it was Earth Anal? You ever think about that?
Yeah. I do think about it a lot.
Earth Anal?
Yeah, I'm pretty obsessed with her a-hole right now.
Would you ever have, anal sex in space? Like space anal?
That would be the only reason I would go to space.
Zero gravity buttholes?
Right. It makes it so much easier.
It would. It loosens everything up, right? And it's good for a good entry. You can dock well.
Hey, what's good for the goose
is good for the asshole.
Right. There's 3 criteria that we use to watch pilots on this show. You can only be on the show as if you had 1 episode and never went to series. Whether it airs or not is irrelevant. But you cannot go to series.
That's right.
I don't know why I always have a problem doing that. Maybe I try to make it too many words.
You overthink it, and the truth is, these 3 things are very simple.
They're self-evident.
So help me God.
The second one is it had to be readily available. We had to find it. If we can't find it, we can't watch it. And number 3, it has to be free. We can't pay for this stuff. We provide a service for free, and we're already losing money on that.
Yeah.
We can't expect to also pay for this.
What do you want from? You trying to get blood from a stone fucker?
Stone fucker?
You try to get blood from stone fucking? Where can you find the entire episode of Earth Angels for yourself, stone fucker? You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes, your favorite podcast app of choice, and click on one of our classically blue links in your show notes, or if you must, go to YouTube and you know what to do? That's fucking stupid. Why would who would say that?
You
shit?
wrote that.
Fuck
Sober.
that.
You wrote it sober.
Oh, that guy's an idiot.
Here's some coffee. You might need this. There's people that have just started listening to this for the first time, and they just think you're just a sloppy drunk. That's the weirdest way to drink coffee.
They wouldn't be wrong. Why is it so important that these links are classically blue?
Because they're safe. That you know that you're not going to get any kind of virus, or it's not going to take you to some porn site. It's our gift to you.
Our due diligence.
Do wop wang wang ding dong.
I love Grease.
I hate Grease too.
Electric Boogaloo.
But yeah, you know that this is a safe link because it's one of our links, classically blue links.
We did it for you, man. We did it for you.
I love you, brother.
I love you, brother.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Kind of keep it straight.
Oh, man. I think someone fucked with the controls a little bit. Shit. Okay, I got it. Yeah, want to do a loop-de-loop?
No, I don't want. I don't want to do loop-de-loop.
Summary of the pilot. 5 very beautiful, good, and potentially dangerous angels work undercover as humans on a whole range of assignments that come to them through prayer. I mean, whatever. That's a summary, I guess.
It's a summary, but it's not a summary of the show that I watched.
What would be the name of the summary that this summary summarizes?
Earth Angels.
Oh, so a different one called So the summary would be for a project called Earth Angels, but different from the Earth Angels that we saw.
Right. Earth Angels 2.
Electric Boogaloo. Interesting facts.
Let's just do it this way. The Conrad rule's in effect. Let's just do it. Conrad rule's in
I'm
effect.
going to tell you a little secret. All right?
About how your life got turned upside down?
In essence, yes.
Herbal essence?
In herbal essence, yes.
Or evanescence.
Or herbal essence. I've been, Captain Rest Assure, come here.
What?
Lean in.
I have to eat it.
I've been drinking a little bit.
I know you have. That makes me really nervous that we're not going to be able to get through this flight.
I've been drinking a little bit.
I know.
You know that interesting facts, we can't comment on them.
Okay.
I'm terrified that I'm going to make a comment.
If you do, we'll just chalk it up to alcoholism.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
It's in my genes.
I know. I know it is, buddy. Take a breath. Here we go. Rock it out.
Earth Angels was an NBC presentation pilot that was filmed in Toronto from March 25 to April 3, year of our Lord 2001.
That's cool. It's kind of like close to my birthday. That's pretty interesting.
It is interesting. You're getting away with so much right now. You know you can't comment on these facts. It says Earth Angels is from horror writer Anne Rice, famous for her Vampire Chronicles series of books like Interview with a Vampire. You ever see that movie?
Yeah. Tom Cruise.
He eats a...
Brad Pitt
eats a rat. He gets blood from that rat. Remember that?
Hey, you can't get it from a stone. Might as well. This show's built on the back of his back burbs.
This Earth Angels is not based on one of Anne Rice's books, though she designed it as a TV series from the beginning. However, parts of her story treatment for the series have been published, and in 1999, a company called Sicilian Dragon Press started printing a comic book series called Anne Rice's Tales of the Body Thief. Each issue included a page from Rice's story treatment for Earth Angels as a sort of bonus. There were supposed to be 12 issues, but the company went out of business after only 4. Eventually, all 12 parts were published as a graphic novel, but that compilation did not include the story treatment.
What's a story treatment?
Like putting all the pages for Earth Angels. Like you have to write them on a page.
Right. All right.
And then you just put them in the comic there.
Sounds perfect.
It is perfect. Anne Rice is perfect. NBC's first choice for the lead of the show was Timothy Hutton. You know Timothy Hutton?
Name sounds familiar.
You may know from the movie Beautiful Girls The General's Daughter, Leverage, TNT's Leverage.
Nope.
And 1981's Teenage Suicide, Don't Try It.
He's in a lot of movies with teenage girls. Oh, geez, quit put.
What? Get back off.
You just knocked my mic over.
This plane doesn't fly itself.
No, it's
bucko.
not. It doesn't. And
If you want to get to the stuff in the middle, then you'll give me some elbow room. Timothy Hutton fucking loves young girls. Everyone knows that shit. We didn't get any Twitter responses. No one wanted to talk to me on this one. I don't know why. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, you're a nice guy.
People want to talk to me usually.
Oh, they do. I've talked to you for 40 minutes.
Has it been 40 minutes already?
This has.
Fucking Drunken Lullabies.
Hi, this is the voice from Drunken Lullabies. Do you like craft beer, indie music, pop culture, pro wrestling, and pure juvenile hijinks? Then you will love Drunken Lullabies on the FCF network. We have new episodes every Sunday, so you can spend the Sabbath getting drunk with us. So join me and my co-host Beer Mansky and our rotating cast of characters as we drink amazing beer, listen to bands we think you need to know, and laugh our asses off. Like Elvis said, 10,000 Drunkomaniacs can't be wrong. Check us out on all podcast platforms and at fcfnetwork.com. May your music be loud and your beers be cold.
Alrighty, folks. I guess I'm gonna be the one to fly this puppy because Jason had to go in the other room in the back of the plane, and I don't know what he's doing. I hope he's okay. That was Drunken Lullabies, one of the shows here on the FCF network. If you're into craft beer, if you're into music, if you're into wrestling, if you're into general hijinks, that is the show to check out. Again, Couch Pilots Podcast. They are sponsored by Distill Brewing. And great group of guys and great show. I've been on it a couple times myself. The two of the lowest rated shows ever for them. Sorry, fellas. Well, we're going to go ahead and start talking about Earth Angels. And from right off the bat, at the beginning, it's a painting of angels. It's probably some famous painting of these angels. And there's a lady, and she's describing explaining the origin story for angels and Lucifer and how he came to be. And the show starts off in 2001 in New York City. And basically it's like Lucifer versus God is basically what we're going with is the story here. And day one, it's set in Central Park, and there's this girl that's asleep in the snow. Her name is Rachel. And there's some music. It's very like Enya kind of music. It's very... yeah.
Drunken Lullabies, right here on the FCF network. Thank you very much, guys.
All right, here we go. So we're in Central Park, and there's a girl laying in the snow. She's very beautiful. Her name is Rachel. We find out later on. And there's music throughout the park, and so she starts to wander around the park trying to get out. Now, to me, I don't know. I've never been to Central Park, and Captain Black Magistrate. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to Central Park?
I've flown over it many a times.
Right,
never been in it.
Is it as wooded area as it seemed like in this show?
As much as a bustling metropolis as New York City is, it oddly enough is very wooded.
Okay.
And I would say, as much woods as there are, just as much like modern kind of hip hop music.
Yeah.
How hip hop music is very prevalent in this show. A lot of like trying to hip cool music, don't you think?
Just for the young kids.
Yeah.
And she's walking around, and what I noticed very quickly is she wakes up, and it seemed to be daylight out. But then all of a sudden it's dark out, and she's walking, and then this cop comes up behind her and is like, "Hey, let me help you, get to where you're going."
I think it seems light out because she was in the snow.
Oh,
and so all the white was around her.
Could have been dusk. It could have been dusk, and
yeah.
So she wandered around for a little bit, and so the cop's like, she's like, "No," she's like, "I'm meeting some friends. I don't need any help." He's like, "No, let me help you." And he grabs her arm.
He's very. I mean, first of all, he seems like he's being helpful.
Oh yeah,
And
all cops are helpful.
Officer friendly, right? And then, yeah, he's very forceful with her. He starts taking her, and they make their way towards like some sort of tunnel. Maybe like there's an overpass above them, like a street or something. But they're going under there, and it seems like
Under the boardwalk.
yeah, it seems to be a very dangerous situation all of a sudden with a cop of all people.
Right. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of like 2 or 3 people like jump out of nowhere, and there's a fight ensues.
They come down from the overpass. It
Right.
seems like
they jump. Yeah, and it's very quick and stuff. And I couldn't, not knowing what's going on in the story, I was like, who's fighting who? Because they're attacking the cop and not the girl.
Yeah.
But then the cop is fighting back like very aggressively, and then he sprouts wings of some kind, black wings.
Some very weird stuff happens this fight, and we don't know anything. We're just
Right.
being thrust into this story. And I will say that all of our blue links that we talked about earlier, they're run through the pachinko machine, so they're nice and clean for you when you receive them. But that doesn't always speak to the definition and the sound.
Sure.
of it. You'll be protected from viruses and the like, but when it comes to sound and stuff, this episode suffers a little bit because in the very beginning you see that little SP in the corner
Right, for slow play.
That's right. So this was obviously done from like a VCR or something,
And
and it shows.
Right, it's like somebody's putting their video camera on the TV, aiming it at the TV.
Yeah, it's tough because the definition is so cruddy that during this fight scene, like you mentioned, you can't see what's
going
what
on.
or who's who because it's crappy definition.
But you see this hot girl just standing there. She's not fighting nobody.
Love hot girls.
She all the hot girls. We come to find that one of the people that attacked the cop was Sarah. She's a black young lady, and she's very beautiful. Very beautiful. If you touch her, she might fall apart.
Glass bones, some would say.
I love glass bones.
But yeah, when the dude who jumps off the overpass to attack the cop, when he's like choking him, you're right. There's like wings coming from out behind his head.
They're
It's
black though, right? Yeah,
like
yeah,
a crow or a raven or something. It's very bizarre.
quote the raven, nevermore. So we find out that Sarah and Nathan are the two people that are there with Rachel, and that's the first scene, and then it goes to the next scene, and it's the Angel's Loft.
Yeah, this show does a good job of telling you where they are and kind of when, right? Because throughout the show, it'll say day 1, day 2. It's documenting this person's seemingly descension from heaven as an angel to a human form, and it kind of tracks that. But again, it helps you along by saying, hey, this is where we are now. Here is where we are. So in that way, it holds your hand and helps you with the story.
And that's about all the help you get.
I think so. I think that's about it.
They're up in the Angel's Loft, and there's a black guy who appears to be the head of the Angels.
What was that guy's name? I never
Gregory.
got it. Okay.
Gregory is the black angel. I think it was Gregory Peck, possibly.
Okay, that sounds right.
The tap dancing guy, right?
Yep.
And they started talking about Maximilian. And it took me a few minutes to figure out who Maximilian was, but he basically is the leader of the bad angels, the evil angels, the Lucifer's angels.
And he was the cop, right? He was the cop?
No, he was not the cop. That bartender was the cop.
And we find out later his name is Lucas, I believe.
Right.
But see, some of these...
My name is Lucas. I live on the second floor.
The show is built in the back of his song.
I dressed up as a cop before.
It says Suzanne Vega.
Yeah.
I love you.
Mambo number 5?
I do not love that.
No, I always thought, my name is Luca.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a love story. No, it comes to find out it's a girl singing a song about she knows this little kid downstairs is getting beat.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't do anything to help you. I live on the second floor. I didn't know that until I was like 35 years old. I was like, why did I think this was a love song?
That was a... Didn't we play that on one of the early rounds of It Burns When I Sing?
think so.
And then we kind of uncovered
the
horribleness that was Luca?
So they're talking about Maximilian and the whole plan and how things are. They're trying... They don't do a very good job of it because they just spout off a lot of people's names and a lot of rules real quick.
Yeah, they're like, you can't kill anyone as an angel, and their goals are unclear, and you're just kind of thrown into this really hip studio loft kind of thing, and you're just having these weird conversations. It doesn't make any sense.
And one of them's like, and then there's rule number 2. I never did hear rule number 1, but rule number 2 is you can't have, as an angel, you cannot have sex or take a life. What? What else is there to do?
You can't have sex, make a life. You can't kill anyone, take a life. So you
Right.
can't make or take a life.
You can't break a life.
Oh, boy. I'd love to break a couple lives off.
Break that. Boom. That scene's over. Don't really know. It's a lot of hubbub and it's a lot of explanation of stuff that, like, I needed to know stuff before that, in my opinion.
They're setting a bunch of rules for a situation we don't fully understand.
Yeah, and the girl seems to be new to being an angel.
Yeah, the one who woke up in the snow, this is her first day as a human.
Rachel. Not Rachel from
Friends?
Friends.
It's definitely not Jennifer Aniston. They're also saying how these angels turned humans are now able to make mistakes, whereas before they perhaps were infallible as angels. I honestly don't know.
I don't know enough about religion and stuff to like know all the angel rules and the angel story.
I'm going to text you a link to Angel Rules later.
Love that band.
They then go to they're talking about Maximilian, how he like manipulates people into doing his bidding or his killing.
Yeah, he can't take a life, so he finds people that he's got these vendettas against or anybody, and he coerces people to do his deed.
Coerces, nice. High five that one.
Sounds like there's a mouse in the.
If there is, let me know.
Okay.
If I like to, this show likes to like talk about things, and then while it's happening, they shoot to other stuff,
right?
And then like hip music is playing,
right?
There's a lot of that.
They shoot to a bar scene where there's a bartender who has like a tribal tattoo and a tattoo on his neck, and there's this guy at a bar, at the bar, sitting at the bar, a patron, so to speak, takes a shot. Then goes over and lights this girl's cigarette. Next thing you know, she's dead, and this guy drops a black feather.
This is all why she's talking about him manipulating people.
Right.
This is while she's describing Maximilian and what he's capable of doing and what he does do.
We could have done a better name than Maximilian.
For
That's
sure.
Kind of stupid.
Well, apparently he's the son of the devil or something. And
in the Bible, Maximilian.
Well,
that's a dumb name, Bible.
Sorry, Bible. Just have to lay it on the line for you. But while they're discussing, they're kind of showing these other images of what he's doing. And he's throwing black feathers, or it's very bizarre.
And so then they cut to a scene in a big warehouse that has plastic walls.
Gregory is talking to a man in a white suit. Is this God?
It's Maximilian.
That's Maximilian?
That's Maximilian. They're meet because they're the two heads of the good and the bad.
Okay.
And they meet. And they're in this big warehouse space, but like there's walls, but they're like made of like just
big visqueen.
Yeah, just big plastic wrap. And Maximilian like shoots around the room. Gregory doesn't use his powers; he just stands there and talks.
Maximilian can, he's like teleporting throughout the conversation, popping in different areas.
And he's like, "Hey, you should come over with us. This is the way to be." And there's this long explanation, blah blah blah.
This right here sets a precedent of the good guys and the bad guys being extremely accessible to one another.
Right, but
which is very bizarre.
What was interesting also is the good guy was black and the bad guy was dressed in white.
I don't get it. I'm not going to pretend to know why they chose to go the complete opposite of what we know as a society, but that's exactly what they did. But it's not odd to you that like the bad guys, the good guys,
can just talk
very easily get together and have discussions. What, is someone supposed to put an axe through someone else's head?
They can't take a life or give a life or give a dog a bone. During this discussion, there's an introduction of a storyline for a character named Antonio, and somehow Antonio was a good witch. Now he's a bad witch.
I don't get it, man.
Don't get it.
I do not get this.
The plastic wrap walls. Okay, day 2 starts.
You see that dead girl in the alley now.
Yeah, the dead girl in the alley, and there's cops around, and then Sarah.
They're on the Lower East Side. This is another example of them telling you exactly where we are.
And at first I thought maybe Sarah was like a cop during the day or something, or an investigator or a reporter, but no, she's just somebody that shows up, and cops talk to her and ask her out on dates.
Okay, I got confused here. You apparently got more out of it than I did, because I have Sarah is a cop and an angel, because I didn't get it. But she's not a cop?
I thought maybe she was a cop, but she's not, because he was talking about how do you find out about this stuff and get here before we even do.
Okay.
And then I was like, maybe she's an investigator or a reporter, but that didn't go.
Well, she's talking to this detective who's there
like,
on the Mercedes, and apparently they used to date or something?
No, he was asking her on a date.
I thought he mentioned something about letting her go or something.
Oh.
Maybe I missed that. But he definitely asks her to like a Knicks game.
Oh, yeah.
And she says no.
Oh, and as a first date, the Knicks game is the best date.
Okay.
In the Lower East Side.
Say if
Upper East Side?
Say if you're in an alley at a murder scene, all right?
Okay.
And the
All right.
beautiful woman says, hey, I don't know how you got here, how you know about this stuff, but I'd love to take you to a Knicks game. What do you say to that?
I would love to go. Where are they courtside?
They are courtside.
Will you buy hot dogs?
She'll buy a hot dog. I will say this. She's a 6 out of 10.
That's all right.
You go for it still.
I've never been to an NBA game.
Nice. High five that shit.
Next thing you know, Nathan and Sarah Nathan and Rachel, who is the noob.
Yep.
They go back to that nightclub because they're investigating this murder.
Sia Wu Pan's nightclub. They go there to investigate.
Wow, good job.
And time is bizarre in this because even though it says we're day 2, and you feel like since we saw day 1 earlier, they would tell us if it's the next day. I still feel since it's right after the scene where they're in the alley, which was clearly in the daytime, I feel like we were still in the daytime. But this is a nightclub in full swing.
Right.
It is jam packed. People are dancing their asses
Beautiful
off.
women.
I would assume it's at night, but I have no way of knowing.
Right. Could be one of those day clubs.
Could be one of those day clubs we're always hearing about. And they go to investigate, and
this is when they start talking to Lucas, the bartender.
Yes, and he's kind of tatted up. He looks like what's that guy, the drummer for Motley Crue, Tommy Lee. He looks like Tommy Lee.
With short hair.
Yeah, thin, kind of scumbag looking dude.
And while Nathan is there, he notices that Lucas is training a new bartender her name is Wendy, and she just and Nathan doesn't like that. We don't know why Nathan doesn't like the fact that, but he goes over there. And they had this big argument. Lucas and Nathan had this big argument. And that's when we find out that Lucas was the cop in the park at the beginning. That's where you find that during that conversation.
Right, that's right. And he's got a problem because Wendy is working at this club in an atmosphere she shouldn't because she's a former addict. And she kind of crapped out on going to school. And Nathan, apparently, we don't know their connection right now.
Right.
But at this point,
he's very concerned about her.
He is. He has some sort of skin in the game for this lady, and he's worried about her.
Foreskin.
He's uncut. We find out too.
And then, Rachel is the other one and they're both Nathan and Rachel are looking around the nightclub trying to find clues as to why who killed this girl.
And Max, they know Lucas is an asshole,
right?
And they're talking.
They know he's a bad witch,
like involved somehow, yeah.
Right.
And he says something about you'll find another dead girl tomorrow,
right?
And so this only ups their skin in the game and saying we've got to figure this shit out because they're out there killing people,
right? Rachel sees like this ghostly thing and she doesn't understand it, and I don't understand it either. Then she finds a lighter on the ground.
I think it was the dead girl from the alley.
It didn't look like her though.
It did not. You're right.
Not at all.
I want to go back. Help me! I want to go back one half step if we could. Why are they killing people? Why is Lucas and Maximilian? Why do they want people?
Because Lucifer kills people. He wants them to go to hell.
To me, that's weak writing. When you're talking about,
well, it might have taken a month. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so. I just don't know. There has to be a plan in place. People aren't evil for the sake of being evil. There has to be some sort of end game. Why are they killing these broads? Do you have any idea?
Oh, we'll find out later on.
Okay.
Just not yet.
Yeah.
You almost gave it away too early.
I'm sorry.
You almost spoiler alerted it.
More hip-hop music.
58 minutes into it. They find the lighter. There's more hip-hop music. Then all of a sudden, Gregory and Rachel are having a discussion. Come to find out that Sarah got the fingerprints off this lighter. And the fingerprints belong to Adam Keyes, who is a photographer.
Yep.
And his prints are all over that lighter.
Yep.
Now is where you start to find out why all these girls are being murdered. Right?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, come to find out, all those they find a bunch of pictures that he's taken.
I do remember that.
And these are all girls that
Rachel remembers seeing all these girls.
Right. And they all and one thing I noticed is they all have either red hair or red stockings on or something.
Okay.
Or leggings. And what Rachel's like, I am all of these. I took traits from all of these girls when I
Apparently
when I
that's
died.
something when an angel decides or is forced to or happens upon becoming a human being, they're able to, yes, take traits from people. They try to be the best version, I guess, of a human being they can be.
I love a best virgin.
You love a best
You ever had a best virgin?
Once.
Yeah, me too. I felt so bad afterwards.
I will say that
She had red hair.
I will say that your best virgin, first of all, had red hair. Second of all, she was a red herring. Third of all, there's a lot happening in this pilot. but I also feel like there's nothing happening.
Right. There's a whole lot of stuff happening, but nothing is happening. Part 3. This is the third, because this pilot is spaced out on 4 segments on MySpace.
Yeah, and someone properly cut that up. Oh, MySpace.
I mean, YouTube, the DoTube.
That's stupid. Don't say that.
She borrowed their beauty and all this other stuff. And again, it's so fast and so detailed and so complex that it's hard. If I wasn't taking notes, I might have been able to follow it better.
It's a lot to digest in 25 minutes.
And she's like, "We're gonna go. I'm gonna go talk." She's like, "I'm gonna go talk to Maximilian." He's like, no, the black guy is like the head good guy, good witch. He's like, "You can't do that. You can't go see him." She's like, "I'm going up on face to face."
She's like, "There's something different about you. I noticed a shift in the balance. I don't know what the fuck that means. What is happening? But there's something special about this Rachel girl.
So special."
She decides to go to Maximilian's penthouse and confront him directly.
Where he's macking with 2 girls right now.
Hell yeah, he is. He's banging broads 10 at a time for a dime, I tell you.
There was one to the left of him?
One to the right.
Damn right. So Rachel goes into the penthouse to confront him, and he invites her in, which I guess you can do to an angel, but you're not supposed to invite a vampire in. But
no, if I know anything, it's that you don't invite a vampire in. And this is another scene, again, where you got the good guys and the bad guys just kind of coexisting, running parallel to each other, and yet nothing's happening. You think there'd be some sort of attack or some sort, but there's nothing. They coexist.
I think Maximilian's trying to seduce her.
Definitely.
He's like, as a human, you'll be able to, taste fruit and have sex and, have
enjoy the pleasures of the flesh.
Enjoy the pleasures of everything. And this is where we find out that Rachel has, like, her 5 senses are, like, enhanced more than any angel. All 5 of her senses.
And I think they try to get that point across through some camera work. They do that anytime that she's looking at things. The camera gets kind of like Vaseline looking and a little shaky. And
Vaseline, we all want to
blows my mind. Keep getting stuck here all the time.
Is it you? Is it me? Do you like my bass player Flea? Going out to eat on the dime of my feet.
This show is built on the back of that song alone.
So then Maximilian like shoves a flower in her face, like a crumbled up flower, just like shoves it in her face rudely. I mean, if you're trying to have sex with this girl, don't shove a flower in her asshole.
This is a classic trick of the devil. All right,
jump the devil and hide your back. Up, jump the devil and hide your back.
His songs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and freeze.
The devil in biblical stories and a lot of different, like even movies like The Devil's Advocate or whatever, any incarnation of the devil, they're not vicious and violent.
Slime bags.
They're kind of scumbags, and they kind of try to seduce you, and they try to give you things. And in this version of the devil, or the son of the devil, as it would be, Rachel is denying the devil everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because he keeps trying to give her food and pleasure and roses, and she says no to all of it. He even tries to kiss her at one point. She almost does it.
Almost.
But she denies him, which is the only thing you could do. Otherwise, you're under his spell. He then kind of reveals to her that he is that the guy Adam Keyes that he manipulated to kill these women, or he's killed himself.
Yeah. He's like, and that guy that killed that girl last night. Yeah, he just jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge and killed himself.
Yeah,
he's like this. That's what kind of control I have over people.
And that's kind of the last straw for Rachel. She gets up, stomps out, and says, "Hey,"
she's like, "I'm not drinking your coffee here at Central Perks anymore.
I'm not having it, Gunther. You can stick this up your bum. I am my team." My team will always be there to stop you, Maximilian. They'll always be here.
You're not going to win. Every soul matters.
Even yours. Even yours, the even awful, terrible Maximilian. And then they play Marilyn Manson's cover of Sweet Dreams, which he was briefly referenced earlier in the show. But they play that. And then they kind of, during that montage, Nathan shows up at the bar from earlier. And he confronts Lucas, who's there with Wendy, about ready to smoke some crack.
Yeah, about ready to do some crack or some meth. And Nathan stops her right in the nick of time.
Yeah.
And then Lucas and Nathan have this big fight. But here's the thing. You can't take a life.
No.
So you can punch each other until the lights go out.
Yeah.
But then there's a knife comes out of somewhere. Somebody picks up a knife.
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, Lucas goes, ugh, and falls back. And then the camera pans over, and it's Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah.
This show was built on the back of
No
his songs.
time is a good time for goodbyes. Or stabbing guys in the back.
She throws it in his back. He falls over and
She's an angel. What is she doing?
She's broken a rule on the very first episode, setting a precedent for things to come or not come, as it has. But as Lucas falls over, he like explodes into a bunch of crows that fly away.
And then Nathan's like, why'd you do that? You broke a rule. And she's like, I can't lose another brother. This is referencing Antonio, I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably so.
Because he went to the dark side. Oh, yeah.
Shows on the back of his songs.
To the dark side. Hey.
They're saying that you must now prepare for the consequences of taking a life.
Yeah, and then they both become bad guys. I'm assuming her and Nathan become bad guys. He made it seem like he was going to be a bad guy, too.
I don't think so.
You think it's just Sarah?
No, I don't think either of them will become bad guys.
Sarah has to be. She took a life.
I think there's going to be some way around it. I don't know. I mean, we'll never find out, obviously, but because the next scene, you see Maximilian sitting at his table. But I got to say this, too, by the way. Every single guy in this pilot looks like a fucking douchebag.
Oh, yeah.
Every single man in this pilot is a raging douchebag. All of them. They all look like fucking douches. Antonio comes in and tells Maximilian that Lucas is dead. And then Maximilian opens his hand. There's like petals in it. And that's it.
Yeah. But I think Antonio says like Lucas is dead. And I thought there was some kind of reference in regards to, but we have two new flocks or two new members of the flock or something.
If that was the case, then I understand how you think Sarah and Nathan, but
it has to be Sarah.
There's no good guys. There's no good guys except Gregory Peck, the tap dancer,
and Nathan
and Rachel.
And Rachel.
Those are the only two. If the other two leave, then that's all that's left. That can't be it. That can't be it.
Okay.
Well, I tried to tweet Anne Rice. She wasn't having it. All right, and that's it.
That's it?
That's all we get.
So many questions.
I came in with a lot of questions. I left with even more.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone.
That's my turbulence right there.
Good mercy.
Mercy.
Captain Burp, rest assured, why didn't this show work?
Stupid. No, it was, let's see, 9, 18, so it was about 25 minutes, 26 minutes. Yeah. There was so much crammed in. There was such a detailed backstory. This story there was so much detail in it, and so many characters and so many rules that they tried to shove it in a half hour. I was so confused what was going on, and they were trying to cram in the first arc of the series, the whole story, and I was left going, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Like the immortal bard Shakespeare once said, you got tragedies, you got comedies.
Yep.
And in this day and age, comedy is going to run you about 22 minutes, and drama is going to run you about 45. Okay?
Exactly.
It is harder to do comedy than drama, that's for sure. And that's why they're shorter. They're easier to ingest and digest, and it's easier to do comedy in that time period. This is a drama. This is
Baby's mama drama.
This is a baby's mama savior drama for your llama situation in 25 minutes, and that is not enough to get an emotional attachment and have a full understanding of what is going on in this mother-loving pilot.
Right.
This pilot needs to be longer. Did I enjoy it? Do I want it to be longer? No. But to have a full-fledged drama, to fully flesh out what you're trying to get done, you need 45 minutes. Right. This didn't give us that. I left thoroughly confused what was happening and not giving one micro shit.
Well, there was 3 times that I looked on YouTube to see if there was more parts. It said like part 4 or final part.
Because you were left wanting much, right?
Well, but I was like, this can't be over already. I don't have a lot of answers at all.
That's right.
Last I was in Central Park and some hot girl was standing there. That's in the snow where I could have saved her.
What I would do to improve it, like I said, I would make it longer. Give me some more time to get some sort of answer.
Give you fuel. Give you fire.
Please
give
me
the length that you desire.
The length that I desire. Where would you like to see this show go if it had survived?
The concept of good and evil. Everybody loves that. It's intriguing.
Yeah.
Instead of vampires or whatever, good vampires versus the Bennigans versus the Smiths or whatever from Twilight. I think I like the premise of it. The good angels versus the bad angels, but and you could go through all the different moral dilemmas that everyone goes through, but you gotta put the brakes on and give it to me slow. Slide it in
Nice
slowly,
and slow.
Lube it up, slide it in slow, take me on a journey. Don't just try to get me up in a plane and get me down in an hour.
Yeah, you know what? Don't give me the runaround, right?
Run around.
Like Blues Traveler once said, don't give me the runaround. Take your time, romance me. Really let me marinate in the story you're trying to tell. If it had survived, to me it reeks of the global frequency. That they had disposable characters like they talked about from the comic book. I could see different angels cycling in and out and maybe having your core 2 or 3 people and then just other people coming in, becoming angels, maybe getting killed. And there's a lot of fertile ground here. It definitely didn't take advantage of it, if you ask me. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know what else did I change. Just make it longer, make it more of a dramatic format.
Help me understand where I'm at, what's going on.
Just let us understand, because right now we're left to our own devices, and that ain't.
And don't
that ain't
number
good.
rules if you don't give one first, and then there's 3 or 4. If you just say, "Oh, rule number 2," and there's no.
Thank you. Well, I tell you what, we got a little taste of what we thought about it right here. But let's see what other people had to say about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Do you like being asked what the IMDb score is? Do you like this?
I love it.
Okay, hit me.
3.5.
No, it's 7.2.
You got to be kidding me.
7.2. That's high from what we've come to understand.
How many?
Only 15 ratings. And this speaks to what I'm going to say next. I can't find any critic reviews. There's not a lot of information out there about it.
Was this aired?
It was not aired.
Okay.
It was not aired. I will say there's only a couple even viewer reviews. There's hardly anything out there about this pilot.
Okay.
Not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people have seen it. I will say that Lamont from Sitcoms Online says, pretty cool unaired pilot.
No. Lamont.
He's not right. He said it. He's not right, though.
Not at all right, Lamont.
Delane Rain said, Nick is awesome. I wish that show had made it.
Nick.
I think Nick was the actor's name who played Maximilian. And I will tell you this, too. A lot of the information I found out about Earth Angels came from a site that was like fan dedicated to the guy who played Maximilian.
That's weird.
It is very bizarre. There's a lot invested and a lot of stock in this actor. And it was.
I've never heard of him. Have I?
Nicholas Lea or something. There's
Don't
like a whole website
for me, Nicholas Lea.
The truth is, I never left you. You heard my promise. I heard your secret. What's the next line? Do you know?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Nicholas Lea. Yeah, there he is. There. I don't know what the fascination with this character is, or what this actor is, but there's like a whole site completely like dedicated to him.
like a cult.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Like a culta.
Like an occulto. That's right. So that's it. That's all I could find.
I'm glad you didn't find much, to be honest with you.
I found 2 here. Let's double that and give 2 more pieces of feedback here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
I bet you every person that's a member of that website is between 13 and 17 years old.
I was going to say 10 to 99.
Okay.
But you might be right, too.
You could be closer.
All of this is for nothing if we can't tell people how we think about it. We have to let our frequent flyers know where this lies within our hearts, and there's only one way to do that. And honestly, we've blazed the trail. We've told you what the show is. We've gave you the summary. We told you about the interesting facts, right?
Right.
We put you in the mindset of that year to properly digest it. We broke down the pilot. We told you what a few people out on the internet thought about it, but now it's our turn to internalize.
And this is what really matters.
This is the precipice. This is the point, the climax of the show.
Point of no
Built in the
return.
back of the song.
How long to the point of no return?
Sometimes I think you're not like you don't realize you're singing. Have you ever sang professionally in any capacity?
No, not at all. I'm a horrible singer.
Who says that?
Molly.
Okay. Based on the scale from the classic television show Wings from the 1990s, a 1 to 7, 1 being the worst, it's the character named Roy Biggins, all the way to number 7. The best you can get, Gillette, the best a man can get, Brian Hackett at number 7, Captain Philip Rest Assured. Based on that scale, I turn to you. How do you rate Earth Angels?
There was no bucks and blondes. There was a lot of beautiful people.
Yeah.
A lot of beautiful women, I should say.
There's only one hair color you're interested in.
Right. There's a lot of beautiful women. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. The beautiful people. I'm going to give this a 2.
Wow.
A 2. It was pretty,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
but pretty only lasts so long.
Yes, all that glitters ain't gold. Right, Smash Mouth?
All that glitters and gold.
Back-built show. I will say that...
Hey now.
Hey now.
You're an all-star.
Hey Nong, you're an all-star.
Hey no. You're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
Go fly.
Play.
Oh, I thought you were fly like the show, like our show.
Oh,
Fly.
nice.
I am going to do one better and say this is a 3.
Okay.
That's still on the bad side. I don't like this show.
No.
I don't want to watch it.
I don't want people to watch it. But I want them to watch it.
It was overdramatic. To me, this is something that would fit squarely on the CW network.
Oh yeah, this is teen girl written all over it.
Without a doubt.
There's
Melodrama.
good looking guys.
Everyone's good looking.
Everyone's good looking. The music is fresh.
Yeah.
For 2001, I guess. Yeah, and it has that vampire-y, lurky kind of feel to it.
Earth Angels is built on the backs of preteens. Or maybe like
Whoa.
13 to 17.
Yeah.
That's who's watching this show.
Yeah.
It's overdramatic. It doesn't make sense. I didn't really care for it, but it was shot okay.
Yeah. I didn't think it was shot bad at all. For the quality that we saw.
Yeah.
But it was just teenage girls don't care what the story is about. They just want to look at the people and listen to the music and fall in love with somebody.
They just want to fall in love. I would not recommend this. I do not like it. It is not the worst thing I've seen. I feel very confident in saying it is a number 3. And you say number 2.
Yep.
That puts it almost exactly where I would put it.
Okay.
So that's fine. That's fine. And with that, oh, thank God with that. We close the book on Earth Angels, never, ever to be mentioned again.
Ever.
There's no reason to ever mention it again. Not that I can think of. But we're not done. You say, oh, you're done talking about Earth Angels. You must be all set. No, we're not done, okay?
No.
We'll be back week after week until every failed pilot that's accessible to us has been thoroughly discussed and torn apart.
In my opinion, I'll do this show to my dying day.
Right.
Until we run out of pilots to watch, we're doing it.
Surely your dying day will become before.
Much sooner than yours. Much sooner. At least 6 years before
And before
yours.
we run out of pilots, in which case I will have to find a new co-captain.
What would your new co-captain? What kind of traits do you want your new co-captain to have? If you could pick, if it was an angel and you could pick all its traits, what would they be?
First of all, you got to be handsome, right? But not as handsome as me.
Right. Oh.
Second of all, you have to be able to come up with metaphors on the spot. Because I don't know. I'm a dumb guy. I need you to break things down for me and tell me what something is like.
Do I do that?
On occasion, you absolutely do. Thank you. On third thing.
On 3.
On 3.
2, 3.
You have to be terrified of big words.
I hate them.
I hate them. Hate big words. And of course, the fourth and final thing is you need to have a recording studio in your plane. Otherwise, I can't do the show.
Right. I'm confident that it's going to be kind of difficult to find somebody besides me.
I want you to live
Forever.
or at least till we get done with these pilots.
Okay.
You can die in the last episode, I guess.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be great. Join us next time when we watch the pilot episode of Stick Around.
This show is built in the back of his back burps.
Here's a little burp to wet your whistle. It's the year 2055, and things are better for the human race, except for Vance. The Kiefer family deals with daily life in the future and their older and malfunctioning robot servant, which Vance is tired of. You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube and...
You know what to do, Tube.
That's stupid. Don't say that shit.
Another space one. Have you noticed there's a lot of space ones?
I love space.
The Final Frontier?
Do you know who's in this?
Hit me with it.
Andy Kaufman.
Oh, okay. R.I.P.
The Andy Kaufman.
Wow.
I'm always excited to do the show.
Oh.
As far as the pilots that we do, not always excited about the specific pilots. I'm kind of excited about
Sure.
this. Andy Kaufman is a bizarre comedic wizard of his time, and to dive into something that he worked on and was part of is interesting to me. How about you?
Well, it's very interesting to me. Again, iconic for many reasons. And I think this is something off the beaten path that we're used to.
I had never heard of this before.
I
I didn't know this existed. No. I'm excited to dig into it. And
bury me. What's her name? So they bury. 11 too loud. Alarm 211. 7 on all 5 women.
Now that was a mashup between Slipknot and the Beastie Boys. Is that right?
Yeah.
All the fine women.
Yeah. All the fine women, they're making a fuss, but I can't pay attention because I'm on that dust.
Slipknot. You went to a Slipknot concert, right?
Yes,
once?
I did.
That's
no. That's Mudvayne.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah, It's the same band. I went to a Mudvayne concert once.
Mercy.
With the opening band Snot.
If you have seen Snot live or can tell us the difference between Mudvayne and Slipknot, please send us a message at couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com. Any pilots that you know about that you are interested in us reviewing or talking about, send it there.
We're loosey goosey on this season. We're not in any. We don't have anything confining us date wise or year wise. So if there's one you want us to do, shoot an email to us. We'll move it on up.
Look, just like the Jeffersons once said, we'll move it on up. But I'm pretty hip to these pilots, okay? I know what's going on. But if you happen to know one that I don't know about or mention one that I already do know about, we're going to move it to the top of the list and take care of it.
If you know where the one is that it was a spinoff of the movie Six Pack with Kenny Rogers that has Don Johnson playing Kenny Rogers.
And Marky Post.
And if you know where that's at, let us know because I want to watch that one. And also, if you have one with Paul F. Tompkins, I want to see that too.
And if you know the whereabouts of Down Syndrome John, please let us know.
We completely forgot to RIP on that at the end. If you know where DSJ is, you have any idea or any place where you think we should look, call our don't send us an email. Don't text us because send us a voicemail at 910-PILOTS-1. Mm-hmm. Seriously, we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, but you can't necessarily. You can leave us a voicemail there, but if you can take a picture of him, if you take a picture of him out in the wild and can get a shot of him, send that to Instagram at couch_pilots_podcast or Twitter at couchpilotspod. Let us know. Send us if you see DSJ walking around the wild, take a photo, send it to us. We want to locate him. We need him back ASAP.
Yes, if you have a Slim Jim, that could lure him out. He loves Slim Jims.
He loves the Tabasco-laden Slim Jims. Who can blame him? Delicious.
I wouldn't blame him.
Go to FCFnetwork.com. You're not going to find any pictures of DSJ there, but what you are going to find is a myriad of awesome shows, all for free, from the FCF Network. Sex with Heather. You got the song Inside Out. You've got Drunken Lullabies, of course, Couch Pilots here, IBWIP, and the Low Blow podcast, all a part of the FCF Network, all free, all fun.
There's got to be at least one of those that entertains you.
Yeah, for me, it's all of them.
And definitely go on iTunes and check out Failure to Launch.
Yeah, great show.
They're not a part of the FCF network, but they're friends.
Friends of the show.
We take care of our friends.
Take time to rate us on iTunes. Take time to rate Failure to Launch. Tell them how much you love their accents.
Tell them you heard them from us.
Yeah, tell them we sent you over here at Couch
Pilots. The Australian girls sound hot. I don't care. I mean, they sound hot.
You know what I really like on that show? I can't remember their name because I'm still trying to get their voices and names aligned.
Right.
But whoever the girl is, she's always swearing.
Oh yeah,
she doesn't give a shit.
Spitfire.
I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know if she's involved with anyone else from the consumption, but I have got a 2-ton raging meta milk boner for this girl.
High five that.
Blake, do you have anything else you'd like to say meta milk boner related before we end the show?
No, I just fan feedback. We ask for it we give you so many options. We love fan feedback. We love interacting with people on the show. Just ask Lori Garcia and Adam Z and Conrad and Big Dick T.
Yeah.
It makes it fun. It makes the show.
Did you mention Big E as well?
And Big E.
I love Big E.
And Chet Waffles.
Chet.
But seriously, fan feedback. It just takes a couple minutes. It doesn't have to. Don't feel embarrassed. We're not going to make fun. We want to interact with our listeners. It makes it more fun.
Yeah, everyone wins. You get frequent.
This is not a fun show.
We do not care for the show. Okay, if we had our druthers about us for the show, wouldn't be doing it.
No.
Only the fan feedback makes it worth it, and only you can provide that to us.
Only you.
This show is built on the back of
Can
his song.
send us fan feedback.
And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Me love you.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.